Okay. We'd like to give a thanks to all of our We'd like to give a special thanks to our partners, our sponsors. Okay, let me do it again. Welcome to this week's Kline May Realty Showcase. My name is Paul Whatley with the Paul Whatley team at Kline May Realty. If you see a property in today's showcase that you like, be sure to call one of our agents or one of our offices for more information. We'd like to give a special thanks to our sponsors. Enjoy the show.
Well, John, thank you for having me back. It's great to see the place. I hope you guys have been settling in well.
We have. It's been a real trial, but we're getting there.
You guys have been through a lot, so we're glad that you're willing to share your story. And I know I've said it several times, but welcome to Broadway. I'm glad to be your neighbor.
We really love this area. It is blended in with us, and we've blended in with it.
I'm glad that we could find the right fit. And I guess that's a great starting point, is just kind of if you would recall exactly how we met and how we came to connect.
You took us out to see a few homes, not really understanding at the time what we were looking for. Fortunately, there was just enough inventory for you to take us around and look at quite a few places. We left Virginia, went back to Idaho, and we found this home on the web. We asked you to come over and take a look at it and do a Zoom session with us. And I'll say to you, point the phone over there. I want to see this. I want to look inside the sink. I want to see what the sink looks like. But at the end of the call, we didn't have any questions. We had seen every inch of the home. Virtually, and we fell in love with the home, even not having actually set foot in it.
Yeah, no, unfortunately that is pretty common in this market, the way that things are moving, for people to be buying things sight unseen. But it meant a lot that you guys had the trust in me to kind of give my stamp of approval on the property.
You were our perfect surrogate because you took care of everything for us. We were 2,500 miles away, and I like to have my fingers into everything, so I know what's going on. When I couldn't, you took care of it for us.
It was a pleasure for me to help you guys with all of it. And certainly, we had some challenges, and there was a lot of things about your experience that were unique. The first thing being the fact that you purchased over Zoom and hadn't seen the property till a month later. You had the challenge of moving a long distance. You had to sell your house in Idaho, and we ran into some snags.
We sold our home in 2 days in Idaho, and then something happened with the potential buyers that didn't work well with the mortgage company, and the deal fell through. And it was close to 2 weeks out from closing on this one. My wife and I went into panic mode. See, everybody huddled together, our realtor out there, you here, and we all got together, and everybody got involved in trying to make this a successful transaction. And it turns out that we turned around and relisted our home in Idaho, and he sold it in 2 hours.
Yeah, your agent out there was definitely a big help, but I would attribute the fact that despite that major hiccup that most people don't experience a week before closing, the reason that it ended up well for you guys was twofold, and the first was because of you. I mean, you and your wife just made really quick and smart decisions. The second thing was the fact that there was such a great team of professionals that worked on this.
Everybody knew what had to get done to get this to the table on time, and it worked. And I appreciate all the effort that you and your partners, the agency, did.
It seems like it was all meant to be, and I'm glad that you guys have already got to make it your own.
Still have a few more things to do, but we're getting there.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you here, and we appreciate the chance, and again, just everything that we were able to learn and everything we were able to help you do through the process.
Whether you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, DuPont Community Credit Union has mortgage options to fit your life. With fixed and adjustable rate options that offer low down payments, DCCU's team of local mortgage advisors will advise you on the best mortgage option and guide you through the lending process, from pre-approval to making memories in your new home. Start your home buying journey today at mydccu.com. Home buyers beware. That's Virginia's motto. So do not buy someone else's problems. Never skip the home inspection. Even if you're buying as is or FYI, for your own protection, get a home inspection from Aztec Home Inspections. We provide home buyers with thorough and informative home inspections, radon testing, and mold testing. Get protected during your home buying process. Know before you buy. Schedule online at aztechomeInsp.com.
Hey, Jonathan, nice to meet you and sit down with you this morning, get to know you a little bit better.
Thanks, Rick. I'm looking forward to it. So, Rick, how did you get into real estate?
I retired in March from a 30-plus year career in accounting up in the Northern Virginia area. Also, my wife and I, in our 34 years of marriage, have bought and sold 10 different properties, so I thought there was a lot of good relevant experience. So I took the exam in August and joined the firm in September.
Nice.
And how about you, Jonathan? Tell me how you got into real estate.
Yeah, so I've been in a lot of different industries. Did sales in agriculture for a while. I wanted to sell something that they needed and not that I was being required to sell. I felt like real estate was kind of a good happy medium there. I could still sell. It's more about what the client actually needs and not what I want.
Yeah, thought that comes to my mind is the service, not sales. So Jonathan, tell me about any hobbies or things that you'd like to do outside of real estate.
So photography was kind of a hobby. I created that into a little bit more of a full-time job on top of my full-time job as a realtor. Shooting, I enjoy sporting clays, but I also have a now 1-year-old and kind of tote him around to things. So what about your hobbies?
I do spend a fair amount of time working on the farm. We have a couple horses and we are connected to a good church. It's a really great group of caring, loving people that we like to spend as much time with as we can. So, what other interesting things would you like to share, Jonathan?
Somewhat of a history for me. I mean, most of my family is here. When I got married, we moved to Blacksburg for a little bit, Richmond. I worked in Northern Virginia for a little bit. So, and then right when we get comfortable, we like to blow our lives up. She decided she wanted to go to PA school, so she quit her job and just this fall has started PA school at JMU.
So I grew up in Rockville, Maryland, and then attended Eastern Mennonite College here in Harrisonburg. My wife and I moved back to Northern Virginia, had our boys, and then chose the Valley for our retirement home. So that's kind of how we're here.
Well, Rick, it was nice meeting you and getting to share some of our lives together, and we don't really get to do that very often, but it was great meeting you, especially since you're new, and I hope to see you around.
Yeah, likewise. It's an honor to meet you and spend time with you this morning, Jonathan.
Hello, I'm Karl Waizecker, Principal Broker at Kline May Realty. Thank you for joining us once again for another episode of Q&A with Kline May. As always, we'll start out with a new coffee. Today we've got a nice roast called Noble Tree. This is their Defiance blend. It is grown in Brazil, roasted in Brooklyn, New York. That's just fantastic. I would say that's probably my top three since we've been doing these. That is super rich, almost has a sweetness like there's brown sugar or some kind of sweetener in there. That's really, really good. What we're going to talk about today is a question we get a lot right now. 2022 has wound down. We're entering into 2023, and everybody wants to know, hey, if I'm a buyer or a seller, what should I expect in this 2023 market? So the first thing to understand is if you're watching the national news, there's going to be tremendous variation across the country and across communities in terms of what their local real estate's going to look like, all based on supply and demand in their local area. What we're going to be talking about today is what I think is going to be happening here in the Shenandoah Valley. So if you're a buyer and you're hoping to buy a home in 2023, you're going to see a little bit less frantic market, a little bit lower pressure to act immediately and to make risky decisions like entering into a contract without a home inspection or without various other contingencies that might protect you. Those kind of contingencies are becoming a norm again, and although there's still far more buyers than sellers, things aren't quite as frantic as what they've been for the last couple of years. If you're a seller, I think you're still going to be in control, although it's super important to realize not to the extent that sellers have been in control in the past. It always comes down to supply and demand, and right now there is an undersupply of homes. So buyers are going to be competing for those homes, and sellers will get the benefit of that in terms of continually increasing prices. Even though buyer activity has diminished because interest rates are up, prices continue to go up across the Shenandoah Valley in most places in the neighborhood of 10% a year. I don't know if we'll see 10% again in 2023, but prices are going to continue to go up because we're going to continue to be undersupplied. So if you're a seller, you can expect good results in terms of your bottom line, but also expect maybe a home inspection contingency, and maybe don't expect 20 showings in that very first weekend. The time on market has stretched out just slightly. We're not talking about months, but now maybe weeks. So a little more balanced market. I believe the year will start out a bit slowly, and then as interest rates continue to drop, maybe in the second quarter, if we can get below 6, I think the floodgates will open again and we're going to finish the year very, very strong. If you'd like to see what's going on in our market right now, as always, there's a link right below in the remarks. You can click on that and see the newest listings in our market for the last 2 weeks. If you've got a question you'd like me to answer or a coffee you'd like me to try, shoot me an email at questions@klinemay.com. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
We all want to give our kids the best of everything, the best nutrition, the best education, and the best place to grow up. Even the air they breathe. Lennox strives to provide the best air quality for your family's home, free of indoor air pollutants.
At Landis Heating and Air Conditioning, they can install a Lennox customized comfort system in your home. Let Landis sweat the details so you can relax in comfort. Call my friends at Landis Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Get up to $1,700 in rebates.
Hello, I'm Derek Flory of the Mountain Valley Homes team, and this is Katrina Muncie, Ian Bowles, Tiffany Shepard, and Vanessa Forday of Augusta Dog Adoptions. We're here today to donate this check for $2,000 to one of our local charities.
We are really thankful for this donation today from Mountain Valley Homes, Kline May Realty. This will help us provide extensive medical care for the over 160 dogs that we have saved just this year in 2022. We are a 501c3 all-volunteer rescue that takes in and adopts out dogs through the state of Virginia that may be otherwise facing uncertain futures due to overcrowding in shelters. We do not believe any dog should lose their life due to overcrowding. We're here today at Skipping Rock Brewery, who has kindly invited us to come and showcase some of our adoptable dogs. They're one great example of our tight-knit community that is very supportive. We have a network of volunteers that foster these dogs in their homes. We face pretty extensive medical expenses, so we are very thankful to receive donations like the one from Kline May Realty today. We survive completely on donations, and that's what makes our work possible. We also have a community grant. We have provided over 650 spay-neuter surgeries since we received the grant through Community Foundation, and anyone that needs assistance with that service can just contact us to set that up. So Augusta Dog Adoptions has no facility. We are completely volunteer. Our foster homes are all volunteers, and we're always looking for new fosters to expand the amount of animals that we're able to save each year. To receive more information, you can go to our website at augustadogadoptions.org and learn about volunteering and look at our selection of adoptable dogs. I'm Vanessa Forday with Augusta Dog Adoptions. Thank you again to Skipping Rock and to Kline May Realty. We could not do the work that we do without their support.
Thanks for joining us this morning. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We'd like to give a special thanks to all of our sponsors, and we look forward to seeing you next week.